Sorry guys, ran out of memory, but where were we? So we were on the outer tools, and I talked about the blade and everything. So let's open it up to the inner tools then. So here you have your needle nose pliers. You also have some wire cutters and hard wire cutters. And this is, again, I go back to what I said before. If you have a better tool for the job, use it. So because you can't replace these. Like on other Leatherman models, you can replace the wire cutters, but on these ones you can't. So if you have a tool on hand that you can use for the job, use it, because these ones you can't replace. If it gets dulled or broken, it remains like that. So again, use the right tool for the job. Same goes with these pliers. Don't try to over torque these, because again, every tool has their tolerances, and this is made to a certain degree, but so don't try to overdo on something that wasn't made to do something too extreme. But anyway, on the inside you have a flat head. And by the way, what I like about this multi-tool is that all the tools on it lock using a lock-back styled locking mechanism. So you have your flathead screwdriver. Again, don't use this for prying or anything. I mean, you shouldn't use a regular screwdriver for prying anyways, but again. So you have an eyeglass screwdriver here, and it comes out, and you can shit, I'm trying to do this behind the camera. And it comes in a flathead and a Phillips. Hold on. But anyway, it just slides in and out just like that. Locks in. Then you have just some really light duty scissors for cutting paper. You shouldn't be using this for cutting anything but paper or coupons or anything. Maybe cardstock, but definitely not like cardboard and stuff. And yep, I guess that's all the tools on that side. And on this side, you have a bottle opener right here. You also have I think this is a wire stripper. And so putting that one away. And you also have a regular size screwdriver that has a Phillips head and a flathead, and it just slides in and out just like that. And you can actually get more bits for these, longer or shorter bits, by buying the bit kit. I will talk more about that in accessories. And again, it all locks up and it's good. So let's talk about the factory edge, which is on my talking points right here. And factory edge came very sharp. I did touch it up on my Lansky sharpening system, and got a pretty good edge. I stropped it on some green 1/2 micron compound on leather, and then I stropped it on bare leather, and I got it to a mirror style edge right here, and it's even all the way through. And in this you can actually shave hair. Actually, this is the sharpest knife I have, and so it's really nice, especially the geometry it comes from the factory. You certainly won't see that on Benchmade's, I'll tell you that. So yeah, it comes nice and thin, nice and sharp, and it can get sharper, but don't overdo it, because this is a fairly soft steel. So let's go to tolerances. Oh, and by the way, this sheep's foot serrated edge, yeah, it comes fairly sharp. It gets dull pretty easy too. So I haven't sharpened this, and it's pretty dull, I guess. I mean, I use this a bit. So you sort of want to know how to sharpen serrations, because you will need to know how to, if you plan to use this serrated edge a lot. So let's go to tolerances. Again, all the parts in here, they lock up pretty tightly. The blades, they lock up nice and solid, no play, even though it's a liner lock. So yeah, pretty good tolerances on this. It stays shut when you swing it around like this, but with enough force it comes out. You can see here, no real gaps in the pliers. So really nice. They really compacted all the tools here, tried to save space. Well, that's in ergonomics. I wanted to talk about this rounded off portion here. But so I already talked about lockup. It's good. Oh, next talking point, ergonomics. So for the pliers, I like how they rounded off the edges here. So when you need to grip onto something, these round edges, they don't hurt your hand. They're very nice to use. And when you turn the tool inwards like this, you open up the blade, and in this way it's not very ergonomic. I'll have to give a hit to the multi-tool, but again, this is a multi-tool, not a knife, so don't expect it to be anywhere near perfect. But again, this is for like the utility you'll be doing on like a knife like this. You shouldn't be applying so much pressure that ergonomics will be an issue. Oh, and I forgot to mention that you can take any of these inner tools right here and you can close it up, and it just gives added strength in case you're doing whatever. But again, don't use this tool hard because it's not meant to do everything. So deployment, it has a nice, for the blades, and this is mainly for the blades, but it has this nice cutout here. I have no problems with it. It's also has a bit of I don't know if you can see here, but some rough stippling over here for better traction, and it comes out pretty good. It did come a little bit stiff from the factory, but as soon as you start playing with this a little bit, it does get smoother. Do I recommend putting oil in this? Honestly, I don't know, because it might affect the tolerances in the parts. So if you get it and it's stiff, just work it around a little bit. I find if this blade becomes stiff, you can just go on the other side and just work the tool on the opposite side or adjacent side a little bit, and it becomes smoother. So that's deployment. It's pretty nice. And again, the tools are on the blades are on the outside of the tool, so it's easy access, and I really like that about Leatherman. So accessories, you can buy the bit kit, which gives you a ton of bits for your bit driver right here, and you can and this sheath isn't equipped for it, but you can buy a sheath that is that will allow the bit kit to fit in here, and that is so yeah, you do need a separate sheath if you want to keep the bit kit on you if you carry this. There's also a lanyard hole underneath the saw, and you just need something flat, something, let me zoom in here, something flat, and all you need to do is just push this little lanyard hole thing out, and you have a little lanyard hole poking out from this lobe of the handle scale. And I'm not going to demonstrate that here. Check out Cutlery Lover's video on it. He gives a pretty informative how-to on how to get that out. And again, we talked about other sheaths. I'm just grabbing my phone right here so I can show you, so you can see you have some leather ones, some nylon ones, and they're all pretty good sheaths. I don't think you'll have much of a problem with it unless you're fairly picky about it. But so those are the sheaths, and price. This ranges from about $100 to $110. I know that you can get it for around $90 if you look. I got this from Amazon, and I thought it was a pretty good deal. So that's the price. It's yeah, it's a little bit on the pricey side, but again, for the way this is built, I think it's a great price, but I do think they could put a little bit of a better steel on this for the price. But other than that, this is pretty good. Alternatives, for a couple extra bucks, and when I mean that, I mean maybe 20 to 25, maybe 30. I'm not exactly sure, but you can get a Leatherman AL or ALX. They have 154 cm blades. It's almost like this, except they have aluminum handle scales and the 154 cm, and that could be a pretty good alternative if you motorcycle just passed by. But if you want a multi-tool with a more higher quality steel blade, you can get the AL or the ALX, but you will have to spend a little bit more. But yeah, so I guess we went over everything. This is part 2, and that's a review of the Leatherman Wave. So thanks for watching, and again, I'm trying to put out those videos, so again, thanks for watching. See you guys.